Yes, this will work. This will this will work. That's at least I think it will. My God, the inside of my head is always filled with hair, and I don't know why, and it bothers me a lot. So let's see if I can remember how to do this the right way. I think. Yes. Ow. What is that? Is that the tack that I lost earlier? God, that hurt. Yo, hold on. Let me see. Uh, yeah. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Spyn, and today I want to talk to you guys about just some random furry stuff. Um, Hopefully nothing too massive or anything like that. First of all, for those of you that are here and care, I will be at FWA this year, along with my partner Inc. So if you see us there, come say hi. Um, Also, we are going to try to go to Confuzzled, I believe, and maybe AC as well. Hey, how's it going, everyone? If I can't really see the screen, so I'm sorry. If I miss your comment, I'll try to go back and get it. I promise. But we are trying to make as many cons as we possibly can. It's all a matter of time allocation and also a matter of money and all the rest of that. So, oh, hey, how's it going? Is that Mike? That's Mike. That's Michael. I can tell by his icon from a distance through all of this that that's Mike. um, but yeah, so we're going to be trying to go to all of those conventions this year, and here soon I will be sending off my duct tape dummy. Since I have lost a little bit of weight and I feel a little better about me, I'll be sending off my duct tape dummy to Leica Palette, and they'll be making the new Spyn. Once the new Spyn is made, this Spyn, this one right here, this boy right here, including the bodysuit, the tails, the paws, everything, will go to one person, one individual that signs up for the raffle. It will be a random draw, and the only criteria for this is that you must not have a fursuit. I've said this one before, and several people have asked me why I'm not selling the suit. I'm not selling it because I want it to go to somebody that doesn't have one, and I want it to go to someone that maybe couldn't afford to just pay for it, right? So that's the idea. I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a positive one, and I hope that whoever gets this suit will continue to create with him under a different name, hopefully, and and hopefully the biggest thing for me is hopefully being able to see my suit at a convention just randomly. That would be really cool, I think. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That doesn't take away from the fact that this is something I want to do, and it's something that I think really makes a lot of sense. And it's in the spirit of the furry community, which is supposed to be, kind of openness and togetherness. And with that in mind, there was a bit of drama, of course, that is always happening. There was an individual that was getting a chance to go to space, and um, several people had said that they believed that the furry, or at least one individual had said that they believed that the furry community, they had come to understand it as being a blue collar working class sort of thing, and that the idea that this person was spending a lot of money to do that sickened them, and they didn't like that, and they believed that that person shouldn't be allowed to be in the furry community because they simply had money. And that is sort of the problem. Um, we tout ourselves as being the most inclusive organization ever, and when something happens that we personally dislike, we start saying, well, everyone but them, and everyone but them, and everyone but them, right? And that's just not okay. Like, either we're inclusive or we're not. That's just how that goes. Let's see. Someone must not be aware that. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. The thingy. Press it. And chat. There we go. Someone must not be aware that the world's IT infrastructure maintenance yeah, basically that. So they believe that, well, all of furries should be, well, I guess, not have very much money. And if you get too successful, or you just happen to be born into wealth, then you're not welcome, regardless of who you are, what your ideologies are, and God forbid you spend money that is yours on yourself. God forbid that, right? We can't have that in the community because God forbid we don't spend money on ourselves, right? Not custom fursuits, not custom art. Uh, we don't do that. We don't go to conventions and buy a bunch of things. It's the same mentality of saying like you should be donating that money to people that are less fortunate. Okay, well you don't get to decide what I do with my money. And you don't know how much I already donate. So unless I donate 100% of my money, you're not going to be happy. That's not how that goes. That's not how that goes at all. Uh, it seemingly is that if an individual can't afford to do something or is allowed to do something that someone else isn't allowed to do, those people end up getting super butthurt and jealous and deciding new rules for the fandom that you can't be in it anymore because you did something that they can't do. And I think that's the most ridiculous thing ever. Um, it's kind of silly. Um, we should be happy that one of our one of our people is getting to go to space. We should be really happy about that. We should be ecstatic about that. I am. I think that's cool as shit. That's going to be awesome. Like, I'm sorry that you're upset by that, but I'm not. And our community, I feel, is better than that. Our community is better than any of those people. Those are the people that we really don't actually want to have to deal with in the fandom, is people that want to gatekeep as much as possible. They want it to be just them because if it's just them and just people that are like them, then they don't have to feel bad about themselves about anything. Instead of feeling bad about yourself for something you don't get to do, be happy that that person gets to do it. It's a mentality thing. And I think those people, hopefully, they get better. But there are going to be people that are like that always. And I personally disagree with gatekeeping our fandom because we have some of the most amazing people in this fandom. We have some of the most generous people. We donate so much money. And here's a hint. The people that are donating tons and tons of money have money to donate. So maybe let's not oust all the people that have money to donate to causes and things. Let's not oust all the people that keep our that keep our economic society alive. It's a terrible idea, and it just ends up being this whole thing. I'm gonna try to read this. I'm sorry, it's just really difficult. I'm doing this on my phone, so hold on one second. Uh, let's see. Anywho, I early someone's stream. Nice. Are there people in the fandom? I wish this wouldn't fade so much. If anyone knows how to keep this from fading, that would be awesome. Uh, there are people in the fandom that even try to gatekeep. I feel like we, as a fandom, should know. Again, one more time. I'm sorry. I cannot read fast, and I'm having to. Whew, I'm having to do this through my paw. So sorry. Should know how awful that feels. Yeah, it feels really awful, and especially when you're trying to gatekeep an individual that is a really awesome person, that's a really generous person, and you just want them gone because they get to do something that you don't get to do. I mean, I guess you can sit there and be salty, but the problem is like that the mentality exists in the fandom. That mentality exists. We gatekeep a lot. A lot of people try to gatekeep just every little thing. Oh, are you over 30? Get out. You have too much money, get out. Just anything and everything that doesn't boil down to this perfect echo chamber of ideology that these individuals want to live in. Those people have to go. They're the other. They must leave. You must go. Get out. Don't come back. That kind of thing. And I think that mentality is oh my god awful. Just you know, understand that if you take out all of the people that have like any type of financial means of any type of like discernible income where they can just kind of spend that on other people, that means that all of the artists, all of those people that are getting 5K, 50K fursuit commissions, those people gone. Do you have 50K? No, I don't have 50K to spend on a fursuit, but someone does, and you want them gone. That's insane. You complain endlessly about how artists are underpaid, and you want to get rid of the people that can afford to pay the artists. It is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous mentality. I just don't understand it. And I think that, and I don't think, I know our fandom is better than that. I know it is. I know we're better than that. And I hope, really hope, that a lot of us can come to this understanding that, like, it's not a good idea to get rid of all the people that have money because those people kind of prop up that section. It's a terrible idea. Woke fursuit, broke. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is just what that is. And while we're talking about that, we do have to talk about fursuits. Fursuits, of course, fursuits. Big part of fursuiting is having one. And I know that a lot of people want one, and a lot of people feel like, you should only be entitled to one, I guess. Maybe that's something as well. Some people definitely feel like, fursuiters are elitist. I'm not elite in anything at all that I do. I'm just an asshole that talks to you on the internet. That's it. No more, no less. That's it. That's all. However, we do have to talk about the fact that a lot of fursuit makers are only taking auction items, and this is both good and bad. And hold on one second. Oh, hi. But this is both good and bad, and there's good reasons for this. Fursuit makers have been woefully underpaid for forever and a day. All these people that make these kind of things tend to pay themselves just above minimum wage most of the time. Now, some of the bigger ones are starting to break away from that, and they have this like a $10,000 minimum and all the rest of that. And when you break that down to the hours they worked, and you break that down to the material cost and what you're actually getting, the profit margin starts to get really small because you have an individual that is working usually by themselves, and they're usually spending like hundreds of hours on just your project. And once they're done, what they get paid is all of it. Not to mention that we have some people in the community that like get their stuff and then just do a chargeback. Or we have younger furries that steal their mom's credit card, do a chargeback on that, and the parents do a chargeback, rather. I'm sorry, and then the artist in question is left with no recourse because you can't enter into a deal with a minor, and all the people that tried to get their money back, even so, have been told that it's a lengthy legal proceedings, and they probably don't have the money to just get the amount of money back, which wouldn't really cover the legal fees and have anything left over for them. So there's no point. So they end up just kind of going, I guess, but they also end up saying, Well, if you're not 18, we're not going to do business with you because it's just not safe for us to do business with you. You know, so there's things like that that happen in our community um, that really are important to talk about. Um, Mostly, the biggest thing to talk about is the fact that that they are being underpaid. So there does need to be some sort of line. However, when we talk about auctions, there's no like set price. So, and but if you want commissions from like multicolored bark or something like that, their last commission sold for like I think more than $50,000, and that's awesome for them, and I'm happy for them. I think that's great because they definitely deserve the money. It just means that if you ever wanted a multicolored bark suit, you need to choose between that and a car, and that's a big decision. So if you got X amount of money for that, that's awesome. But I know I don't. So whether you like that or hate that, you guys can discuss that in the comments. But I think that there's positive and negatives to that. Let's see. How do you manage to stay cool? Wait, hold up, hold up. Nope, yeah, no. How do you manage to stay cool, like cold, in your fursuit? Do you do electric? Okay, so how I manage to stay cool in my fursuit is that I don't. I am always hot. I'm hot right now. Even just with this, I'm hot right now. I don't manage to stay cool at all. I run to the Headless Lounge often, like constantly run to the Headless Lounge all the time. And it is, what is this? Is that? So yeah, like right now we're coming up on 20 minutes and I am like roasting in this thing. And I don't have all of my stage lights on. I literally have just my ring light and my phone. And everything else is off. And I think the AC is pseudo on, so I'm still hot. Let's see. Maybe try to buy a little fan or yeah. I've tried that before. I have like a little fan I keep around my neck, and that's good too. And yeah, I don't know what that is. If I can't see, I'm sorry. Um, but yes, that's big. Suffer from heat stroke in the fandom, and that's a big thing. If you guys will give me just a second, I'm gonna take this off for a second and try to catch up on comments. Oh. Sorry, but I cannot read all of the comments that you guys are saying while in fursuit, so give me just one second. Um, let's see. Asel, yo Spin, yo, how's it going? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, do your electric bills get high from AC? Just, no, they don't. They don't actually get very high from AC because I have like a consolidated thing that I pay the same amount every month, no matter what. Uh, let's see. Maybe try to buy a little fan. Yeah. So most of this comes down to um, simply taking breaks, like what I'm doing right now because I am super super hot. Um, just trying to do this just a little bit, and it's fairly comfortable right now, but it is terrible when you're in suit. You are. It's just you're hot all the time. It's just a thing, right? So you know, I think on the whole, fursuits in general, what you should do. Um, how do you feel about reindeer? I'm sort of ambivalent towards reindeer. I mean, like, you mean like fursuits or like just the creature itself, or what do you mean? Because I have a lot of reindeer in my house right now, but that's because Christmas. Um, but yeah, one of the biggest things is like getting cooling vests and things like that. So if you get a cooling vest, some places, especially Confuzzled, which I think is the only place I've ever really seen this, has a recharging station for cooling vests that just will get your packets that basically go in the vest itself really, really cold so that you can do that. They also have wind tunnels and things, which are really amazing, and I absolutely love those. Those are great. Um, but keeping cool usually means wearing a lot of Under Armour. So you want to wear lots and lots of Under Armour and have several sets for a convention because there's nothing worse than putting on wet Under Armour. It's gross. It's awful. And you can hang it up in the bathrooms and it will usually take about I don't know 5 maybe 10 hours to dry so long as no one's using the shower and gets your shit wet again. But definitely wear Under Armour. It's a good call. Don't be like me, wear like a head wrap kind of thing. I know with a lot of recent conventions, they're like requiring you to wear a mask underneath your mask, which is not always possible. And I think that the what they had in mind was a good idea. It just it's not really possible when your head fits snug because it will like just tear the mask off your face. And even when you're trying to take it off, it'll just tear the mask completely off your face, making it completely moot. It's one of those ideas. It's like, you know, it's a chocolate Skittle. Like it was a great idea in theory. In practice, it just does not work. It's too many people have fitted heads. You're not gonna get a mask to stay in there without like really pulling your head away from you. And but for the most part, like balaclavas and things, um, you can try to get those where they're just like this and like have those kind of tight, and that will extensively work. I don't know if that counts. If someone knows, if someone's on staff or something and they know better than I do, let me know in the comments down below. But that's the only way I found to be able to like make good with that. Um, context for what? For the mask thing or for what? I'm not sure what we're doing context for. The mask thing is mask mandates underneath your fursuit heads. Um, so if there's something different, I'm not sure. I may be out of context for that. Anyway, that also creates a problem with staying cool. So you have to take more breaks, and you have to drink more water. I just joined like 1 second ago. Oh, right now we're talking about like fursuiting and heat reduction for fursuits, at least at the moment, and then we're just talking about furry stuff in general. I had my head on just a little while ago, but I have to take a break because it is getting very hot. But the fursuiting in general tip to staying cool is regular breaks, lots of water. Do not suit past your limit. You know, man, I couldn't survive wearing a mask and a fursuit. Damn. Now, and most people cannot. Most people can't, and most people honestly don't. Like most people do not wear a mask underneath their fursuit, regardless of what the convention says. Regardless, they just don't because it's not possible. The heads are fitted too close normally, and they scrape the mask off of your face. So unless you have a fitted balaclava, which may or may not count for a mask, depending on the convention's definition of that, then that can be a thing. And and it's a big thing, and everyone's trying to keep people safe, and I understand the mentality behind it because it's a good one. It's positive, or at least it's mostly positive. Trying to keep that there. Now we do have issues with some people kind of being pretty aggressive about that kind of stuff, and I understand why they're aggressive about it, but to a certain degree, it's hard for me to understand it because the way they do it is they get a little power hungry and they get a little uppity about it, and even if you're like if you take too many drinks without putting your face mask down, if you're holding your drink and you're not actively drinking, you have to like this constantly. Otherwise, they get on your ass about it. And I don't know if that's good or bad, and that's up to you guys to determine whether you think that's a good idea or a bad idea. Um, but and you can discuss that down in the comments, whether you think it's appropriate or not. But the level of rudeness that I've seen from it is pretty high, and it usually stems from people that, you know, have been given power and they don't really know how to use it without being kind of bit of an authoritarian. But and maybe they should be. Maybe they should. You know. Uh, yeah, being a student and having our teachers force it on us for the last 2 years has been hell. I imagine so. I imagine it's been not super fun. Now, granted, whether or not it is helpful or not, I think in general, if we're just talking about masks in general, here's my opinion on it. This is my opinion on it. I think that masks in general, when you are feeling sick, are a good idea. So regardless of pandemic or not, if you're not feeling good, you should be allowed to wear a mask. Um, because we had the lowest flu record, like for America ever, as far as I know. Back when we were wearing masks everywhere and washing our hands and trying to keep clean and trying to help other people, and that's awesome, and I think that's good, and I think that's something that we should probably kind of stay with. That if you're not feeling good, you don't go into work. You stay at home. A lot of the companies that said, like, full stop, it is not possible for our workers to work from home, have now had to come back and eat their words on that. So those things, it's not a valid excuse. So if you're feeling sick, you should wear a mask. Aside from that, if you're vaccinated or whatever, the CDC keeps going back and forth on it, and the CDC had said at one point, if you're fully vaccinated, then you don't need one. And if that's the case, if that really is the case, and all of us are vaccinated, then I don't really see much in the way of the need. Um, but if it makes you feel more comfortable, then maybe you should. It's a hard one because I'm not. Um, I think I think in general that I am not a scientist. I am not a epidemiologist. I don't have a degree in any of that. All I can do is look at what other people have researched and what other people have done, and then think about it that way, and then just try to decide what I feel is best. Do I feel like this might be a problem? Being around this many people or that many people. And if that's the case, then maybe I might consider just not going. If I don't feel comfortable with that. Um, but I really don't think masks do much besides make people feel safe. Uh, well, to a certain degree, you may be correct and you may be mistaken. Certain masks definitely do a lot. M3 masks that our first responders and things have actively prevent um, inhalation and exhalation of airborne particles. So those masks definitely work. Cloth masks, mask only really protects other people from you to a certain degree, and even then, not very much. And it's just kind of like an extra reliability. Homemade or store-bought cheap masks are meant to protect others, not yourself. Exactly. They are meant to protect other people. You wear them as a courtesy to other people, much like you would see in Asia and Japan, places like that, where if someone is sick, they'll usually wear a mask, and that is usually to prevent harmful transmission. They will also wash their hands a lot more. They might not go into work, things like that, and those things are really important. And um, whereas, again, bringing it back to fursuits, it can be, yeah, and I understand. I understand not wanting to do it. Like, I don't. I don't like it. It's awful. No one likes it. No one out there likes it. Um, the only people that really like masks are people that really like to tell other people to put their masks on. We all understand that we should, and we all understand the risks of not. So, if you really like the idea of a mask mandate because it means you get to get out there and tell people what to do, then you're kind of a shitty person and probably a Karen. And I don't have time for that. I wear a mask when it is mandated that I should. In my state, we don't have a mask mandate, so I don't wear one when I am out, which is hardly ever. And when I'm out, I'm hardly ever around anyone, so it doesn't really make a difference to me. Best practice is to self-isolate when possible. Um, Isolate when possible. If you can't self-isolate, social distance, wear a mask, and be vaccinated. I believe definitely if you feel like you've come into contact with that kind of thing, you should definitely be self-isolating. Um, you should definitely, if you feel sick at all, you should be wearing a mask just in general, just for other people, just so you're not coughing on other people. In general, it's like, it's really kind of rude to do. It's just like, it's like spitting in someone's face. You just shouldn't do that. For the most part, if you're vaccinated and your life is your life, you may live it however you please. If you don't like it, that's fine. Um, you don't have to go. Like, I always abide by whatever rules of wherever I am. So if someone says I have to wear a mask to be in this building, if I want to be in that building, I wear that. If you feel sick as at all, you should be staying at home. If you feel sick at all, like generally speaking, with exceptions of maybe like going to the grocery store or something like that, something that you like actively need and you just don't want to use Instacart. Or something of that nature. Maybe you just tight on money and you just can't afford the extra to have it delivered to you. Then yeah, I can see that. Um, but most people are vaccinated. Most people understand. I really hope the mask thing kind of stays as an idea of after the pandemic is done. I hope the mask thing kind of stays as a kind of thing that if you're just not feeling good or whatever and you're still going out, then maybe wear a mask because, maybe you don't miss school or you don't do this or you don't do that or you have to be here or you have to be there. Maybe you have to go to a doctor's appointment and then wear a mask. Be courteous to other people around you. It's pretty simple. I do so, again, as it comes to this pandemic, this particular virus. I am fully vaccinated and will hopefully be getting my booster sometime this week. Um, that Yeah, safety is something that falls on the individual, not others. Um, uh, you know, Nobody should be forced to do anything, but that's my opinion, and I understand that one. Um, let's see. I'll keep wearing a mask from here on. Lol. I like the idea of doing my part to actively prevent disease spreading of any kind. And you can. I just think that at some point we are going to see the end of that, where you don't have to wear a mask. And I don't think that if you don't want to, you should not. Um, but if you're feeling sick, you definitely should. But if you're not feeling sick, you should not be coerced into wearing a mask, especially if you're fully vaccinated. That's on you. That's an individual thing. Safety is an individual thing. If you want to risk yourself, then risk yourself. Um, if you feel confident that you are not in a high rate demographic and you're vaccinated, then I see no problem with it. That's just my personal opinion on it. And, to basically whoever decides, mask mandates and things like that, I usually follow whatever it is that my state issues. Um, yeah, yeah. Most people really want an end to all of this, and we all do. We all want an end to all of this, and this is really not supposed to be about COVID. It's supposed to be about um, furry stuff. But everyone wants an end to this. Everyone. Anyone who likes living this way, uh, dude, I'm sorry, but no, the rest of us, we just can't. The rest of us want to get on with our lives. and everyone wants to. This is why that I do what I have to do in order to continue like living my life. I travel a lot, so I have to have vaccines. Period. End of discussion. I have to show my card. When I was down in New Orleans to go into restaurants, I had to show my card. I had to show that I was fully vaccinated, and I always did. I had that. There's no mask mandates inside of any place so long as you are fully vaccinated and you show your card. And I agree with that. That's perfectly fine. Our states and things like that have decided this is what we're going to do. And since I'm going to go with what they say, I'm going to go with that. And I think that's good. But everyone should do what they think. Um, let's see, one second. Uh, Hey Spin, do you like the kimono like the ones from Japan, Korea, or China? The one I'm getting made, Spin made by, is is a Korean designer named Leica Palette. And you can look them up. Their work is absolutely amazing. They're fantastic. I have a slot with them, and the new Spin design is absolutely gorgeous. Thanks to Ink Studios for that. If you have not looked up Ink Studios, you definitely should. Ink Studios is a fantastic designer and artist and all around cool person. So if you really, really um, like nice, like sharp lines for your stuff, you should definitely go and check her out because she's amazing. Um, yes, yes, they are absolutely amazing. Definitely go check them out. And I'm not saying that just because they're my partner. They are amazing. They're absolutely some they turn out amazing work like every day. Every time they show me something new, it's amazing. Like it's always just the next step. They always work for perfection. So if that's what you're looking for, you should definitely go check out Ink Studios because like she's a baller. Go check her out, hit her up. I think currently her commissions are open, so if you're looking for new stuff, do that. There you go. Link in the description and the description. Link in the chat below. Yeah, and I'll just shamelessly promote my partner for a little bit, and I'm sure she won't mind. She's very pretty too. That wins me any points. Um, let's but really, yeah, I really like, yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I've never looked them up, but I'll definitely check them out and see. I've seen a lot of kimono suits, and they're all really gorgeous, and I've wanted one for a long time, and um, Ink redid my ref for me, and yeah, like ground, ground up built the new Spin, and it is so good. But uh, she may have worked all night on that and thinking that we had to get it turned in like that night, and turns out we didn't. So she may have done all of that for nothing. And but it's really amazing. What she did was really amazing. And if you get a chance, check her out. Um, Hello, wow, this is new. Yeah, it's a little new. I'm trying something kind of different. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're gonna probably do some TikTok stuff too, so look forward to that. Definitely check out my TikTok. It's should just be Spin, or Spin 404, I believe. I think. I don't know. I follow a ton of them on Twitter. To be honest, in particular, for Western style furry, down and give my life one. Yeah, you should definitely check them out. They're really good. Uh, did you went to MFF? I did not went to MFF. I did stay at home. Uh, MFF was huge, and I hate that we uh, did not get to do that. But we were doing something else this year for Christmas, and it's going to be pretty cool. So definitely definitely look forward to that. We're going to be going to New York and doing a bunch of cool shit. So I'm really happy about that. Uh, but yeah, we should definitely get back to talking about just the general fursuiting stuff. Sorry, guys, if we got sidetracked with mask mandates and all the rest of that. And I honestly believe that people's personal protection is up to them. That's why I'm a 2A advocate. If you're not aware, I'm a 2A advocate and you don't know what 2A is, 2A is Second Amendment. I am a big advocate of that. I absolutely love my guns and I believe that everyone has the right to their own protection, and I believe everyone has a right to possess a firearm. And there's plenty of reasons why I believe that, but self protection is one of the chief reasons that I believe that. And I think that a lot of people, whether or not whether or not you're with me on that, I still understand. I just This is my personal belief in that. But so yes, when it comes to fursuiting and things like that, one of the biggest problems people have is packing their fursuits away and getting them to the convention, especially if you fly. Um, you could technically own an RPG. You could actually own a grenade launcher right now. You just have to have a lot of paperwork, and you could have one. Technically, most of the people that take the time to fill out the paperwork to get those things are not the people that are using them for malicious intent. People that use guns for malicious intent usually don't buy them legally, and they usually like only buy like one. So the people that buy like lots and lots of guns are usually not the crazy people. They're usually just enthusiasts. Um, but interestingly enough, let me get this real quick. Let's see if I can move some of this stuff out of the way. Something that I use for most of my stuff is I completely wreck my floor area. Is I use a Samsonite case to which I have stickers all over. It has a combination sesame lock there, which is TSA compliant. It is completely hard shelled. I forget the exact model of this, but it is a Samsonite case, and I've taken it everywhere. And this thing right here is been just an absolute workhorse. I can fit fursuit heads inside of it. I can fit up to two fursuit heads up inside of that, as well as paws, tails, some camera equipment, a little bit of everything. Wait, hold on. Let me do the thing. Sorry. Everyone has a right to their own opinion, and no matter what, because of the reason, but you cannot push your reasoning or say something is wrong just because you don't believe the way others do. You cannot do that kind of thing. You shouldn't. You shouldn't say that other people. Well, here's the problem with that. Um, Everyone has the right to their own opinions. This is true. You can have the opinion that the sky is green. Doesn't make it true, but you can have the opinion. And you just can't be upset when people keep pointing out that that's not the way it is. So if you're okay with that, then keep believing the sky is green. Um, but in general, I'm not sure, um, you know, but in general, I believe that everyone has the right to keep and bear arms, just in general. Um, you have the right. You have the right to your opinion. You have freedom of speech, which means you can say whatever it is that you want. Doesn't mean you're free from consequence. You can say some really, really messed up things, and people can hold you accountable for those things. And I am really trying to do a fursuiting thing and not a rant on just stuff. I don't know. Do I even have a fursuiting channel anymore, or do we just talk about like social political issues? And like, because I'm happy to do that. It's just I don't know, I was trying to keep it fun. Um, but yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, uh uh you know, so I use the Samsonite case. I'm gonna try to do this fursuiting thing again. I swear, guys, I'm sorry. I use the Samsonite case because it's just I know what the hey, I don't like social political issue. Okay, yeah, I understand. Me either. I also do not like it. But I'm minding my own thing. Yeah. Um, so I like my Samsonite case because it's completely hard shelled and it doesn't there's no soft part to it, so there's no zipper. It just like locks into place, so it can kind of take a bit of a beating. And I think that that's the most important thing when you're traveling with your fursuiting and stuff. Um, Another thing is make sure you have vacuum bags. Vacuum bags will save your life. If you don't have vacuum bags and you travel and you're a fursuiter, I don't know how you're doing it. It must be black magic. But you should definitely own several vacuum bags, not only for your clothes, but also for your fursuiting stuff, like all of the rest of that. Because it reduces the volume by so much. And I was pretty amazed how much I could fit in to one of my other bags with that. So like I used to carry two fursuiting bags, my full set of camera equipment, all of my stuff. Uh, Fit in as well with no issue. In this one, it definitely does. This one I can fit two fursuit heads into it completely, no issues, and I've never had any issues with TSA like messing them up. So they kind of turn things over sometimes, but for the most part, they don't just dump it out on the floor. So that's good. Um, that one works real well. And with the vacuum bags, which uh, look like this, they have like a little hole right here where you can take a vacuum to it, get them down. Uh, the blue fursuit that I have, my Switch fursuit is I currently retired that suit because I had so many issues out of it. I cannot. Anyway, one second. Okay. Do 7:30. Okay, yeah, just had a quick phone call. I'll have to call them back. Um, Anyway, yeah, so most of that stuff is what you really need to travel and travel the most efficient way possible. If you're traveling with filming stuff, it's a little harder. I've used some of my first editing stuff, like my tail and things like that, to cushion most of my rather expensive camera gear, so I don't end up there with a bunch of stuff broken. And when you're traveling with lights and you're traveling with microphones and you're traveling with like three different types of lenses and you're traveling with two fursuits and this and this and it builds and builds and builds. Eventually, you need a significant storage facility for the stuff, and I like these bags because they just work. In any case, guys, I don't know, guys. I have to go, unfortunately, because of that phone call. I need to call them back as soon as possible just to make sure everything's all right. But in any case, guys, thank you guys so much for being here and listening to me, even when we're just kind of rambling about nonsense. We will be doing a gaming channel. I know I've been saying that for a while, but we are in the process of getting the stuff together to make that work. And I'm really happy about that. We're kind of coming along with that nicely. So look for that in the next week or so. Hopefully, we'll have that kind of going in that direction. There'll be some more vlogs and things from different places, hopefully. But if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. 5 minutes to ask anything you want, and I will answer as honestly as I humanly possibly can. So go ahead, ask whatever question you'd like, and I will answer. Or rather, I will answer as truthfully as I possibly can. I got nothing. I'm sorry, man. Then you don't get your question out answered if you don't have a question. Those are the rules. I don't make them up. I just enforce them, or maybe I do make them up. Who knows? But we're gonna spend the next 5 minutes in just quiet contemplation about how it was that a simple fur-sitting video got so socio-political so quickly. It's probably my fault. Really, is there such a thing as a UFO? Well, yes, there is. Anything that is unidentified until you identify it, if it is flying, is a unidentified flying object. So until you can positively ID the thing, it is, for all intents and purposes, a UFO. Now, if you're talking about flying saucers, little green men, spatial and temporal travelers from other dimensions and other places, I've never seen one. At least I don't think so. So I don't know. What is your Twitch channel for your gaming? It should be Switch 404 or Spyn 404. I'm not sure which. But I should have a link to all of that stuff, and it should point you to the right one. At least I believe so. But we're going to be doing some gaming on there, and hopefully that's pretty cool for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Watch me be bad at video games for a while. That'll be fun. Okay, we got about 3 minutes left, so any questions? Now is the time. Any other time, won't be able to help you. Until next time, and then I'll be able to help you again. Have you seen a UFO? I have not. I have not seen a UFO whatsoever. Nothing. Not one. Most of the time, most of the time I know what they are because we have lots of planes that fly through. And so I've never encountered, I guess, an object in the sky that I could not, be reasonably sure was an aircraft that came from a terrestrial origin. I'm also supposed to be doing a TikTok channel as well. So 3-minute rants with Spyn, where I tell people exactly why I don't like something, or why I do like something, and why potentially all the people that tell me I'm wrong are also wrong about why that thing is good or that thing is bad. And you guys can go and follow that. I will probably have a link for that here soon once I get it more up and going. Probably do some 2A stuff, even though they don't really like guns over there. They really don't. I think if I show a gun on that channel, I may just get banned instantly. I think that's a big thing. They don't like it. Like TikTok hates guns. So is this your home? If so, why do I not see where you live stream in the background? This is actually another room in my house. This is like my game room and stuff. So like I'll kind of hand this over and you guys can see there's like a whole bunch of video games and stuff over there. And that's like my gaming room. So, but yeah. All right, guys. Well, if that is it, that's going to be all for today. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out and listening to all this nonsense. I hope that if you came for furry stuff, that I was able to give you something interesting. If you agree or disagree with my opinions, that's perfectly fine. Happy to always discuss that. The best place to really discuss those kind of things, just as a side note, if you guys want to discuss an issue with me, you think I've got the wrong end of something, that's fine. Please just go to my, not Twitch, lost it there for a second. If you will go to my Discord channel and pose a question and just tag me in it, I'll be happy to discuss that with you. If I have the time, I may even discuss it like full tilt, like voice chat in our debate channel, and we can really get into the meat of the thing. I really like discussing things online. It lacks it lacks emotion, and it ends up coming off like I'm trying to be an asshole.
Mm.
And usually I'm asking for clarification on a thing. So, but if you want to do that, or you have a problem with anything I've said tonight, or you think that maybe you just have a better way of thinking, join my Discord server and tell me why your opinion is best. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming, and I will chat with all of you later. Have a good day.